Religion. Religions.
Good morning and happy weekend, everyone. And welcome to the level 2 of Global Human Resource Management course, organized by Integrated Institute of Professional Management, IIPM, in partnership with Society for Human Resource Management, Shrm USA. My name is GDK Namani, and I'll be your moderator for this class. And our facilitator for this morning, of course, is a voice where most of us are already conversant with. And that will be Mr. Benito Iburuche, the program director of IIPM. And without wasting our time, we're just going to go straight into the class. And I trust that we're going to have a good time. And we're definitely going to learn a whole lot of new things today. Please have a good time in class. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And welcome to everyone today. We've had a very long week. I think our last class was on Monday. So we've had a whole break from Monday till today. I trust we've not forgotten the things we learned in level 1. And level 2, we are going to look more on the strategic side of human resource management. Level 2 is actually the bulkiest of all levels. Okay, level 2 is the bulkiest. Some people are complaining of the file that they paid and they were unable to download the file. The file is actually 1.24 gig. That's the file content. So you may have to download them gradually. But what we are doing at the moment is those that find or have issue with downloading the file. So what we'll do is that we'll send the files directly to your WhatsApp, because WhatsApp goes further to compress the file so that you can be able to download that. So if you've not been able to receive your own file or you're having issue downloading, please, you can go ahead and send us a WhatsApp message right now. That's if you made payment for level 2 or level 3, you can go ahead and send us a message right now. And the CRO will send out all the slides to you. Please, there had been a little change in our course modules. There have been some slight changes, and I would like to show us those slight changes. The HRM class is actually, or the SHRM class, like I said, some contents have been added. Nothing was removed, but some had been added. So if you look at what I'm sharing right now, you will see change management, competency iceberg model, dimensions of culture, employee engagement, goal setting theory of motivation, the grapevine communication, high performance work systems, then high performance work system continued, HR strategies, human capital management, job evaluation, knowledge management, management by objective, Maslow need hierarchy model, McClelland's theory of needs, organizational behavior, organizational functionality, organizational change, organizational culture, reinforcement theory of motivation. Then we'll have the introduction to strategic human resource management. We'll have succession planning. We'll have team building. They will have theory X and Y of motivation. They will have training needs analysis. They will have work-life balance. And as we continue, we'll try as much as we can to see a way to summarize all of this. And this is actually going to take a whole bunch of time from us. So from today, we are going to be taking attendance. And if you've not taken attendance, please don't go, all right? So the attendance is going to be from level 1, from level 2 and level 3, all right? So after attendance, we are going to group the class or group the participants in the class, and we are going to share the assignments across groups. And the responsibility of groups is to do the assignment collectively, and then we are going to have presentation sessions for each of the classes, right? Or for each of the assignments, rather. And by the end of this course, each group is to send us they report a typed report of their assignment. So that will be their project work. So whatever assignment that is given, the group will first of all discuss it, and then before the class or before the exam date, the group should have typed their work and sent to us in our email. All right. Now, group participation is very important, and I perceive we all got the mail we sent out. So from the mail, you see how the gradings are done. All right. And please, let's say this: if you did not participate in the group, and your group leader did not indicate your name during the submission, please, even if you've paid your money, we'll refund your money. If you did not participate in group assignments, even if you've paid, in fact, even if you paid from level 1 to 3, we will refund your money gently and gingerly. If we want to become professionals, then let's put up the necessary sacrifices to be there. This morning, we had an early morning lecture with project managers from 6 a.m. to 8 o'clock, right? So for those of us in human resources management, we might be having lectures in that dimension also, because human resource, like I said, is the only class that has the highest volume of lectures, and it has the highest volume of PDUs. Project management is 35. Human resource management, only level 2 is 45. Okay, so you imagine how we are going. Level 2 is 45, level 1 is 35, level 3 is 80. So you see the difference in the PDUs there. So please, if an assignment is given to us, let's take it with urgency and treat it. Okay, and please, the WhatsApp group also will be used most often for discussion. We will not open the WhatsApp group until there is need for discussions, so that we don't get to have people posting what is not needed in the group. All right. So group leaders, as soon as you see the groupings, your assignment is to create your own subgroup for your team or for your group, so that you can have your discussions. You can also go ahead and have WhatsApp calls in order to ensure that your assignments are well understood and communicated to each person. All right, so that being said, do I have any question? I'm not taking any question from level 1 because this is a fresh course. All right, so there is no level 1 question here. So please, if there is any question regarding to what I just said now, you need to understand something. Please, if you put your hand up.
Yeah, Mr. Banito.
Yes.
Engineer Shrm Adekola's Shitu's hand is up.
Okay.
So let's find out what.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Engineer Shrm.
Yeah, please, I've never seen any mail concerning HRM. I haven't received any mail concerning HRM. For the groupings for HRM. It's only for the groupings of PMP that I saw on the WhatsApp group.
But do you receive mail for HRM?
No.
Do you receive notification for lectures or anything?
I only receive for PMP, project management rather.
Did you register for HRM? Did you?
Yes. I registered for the 3.
You have to check your spam box then. It's possible it's going to your spam box.
Okay.
Please check your spam box. And if you did not see it, please get to us. Let's find out where the issue is coming from.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay, someone is asking. Hello?
Yes, please. I'm with you.
Okay, from Bensuni. Please, what is PDUs?
PDU is Professional Development Unit. It is the same thing we call credit unit load in your university days. Okay, so 1 PDU is equal to 1 hour. That's how it's measured. So PDU is Professional Development Unit, comparable to credit unit load in the university. All right.
Okay, do we still have time to take some few questions?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Okay, before I take 2 people raising their hand, Mr. Femi Gandonu said, I didn't see any mail concerning the grading.
Concerning the grading. Mr. Femi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, you're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, how was your night and how is your family?
Bless God, sir.
All right, you did not receive any mail concerning the grading, how the class scoring will go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you received mail as regards to the class schedule?
Not at all, sir. But the one I saw was the where to join for the class.
Okay, please, you may have to check your spam box, sir, because if you receive one mail, you should be receiving all.
I just checked the spam, but as we are talking, I just checked the spam. It's not there.
All right, so just send us a message on WhatsApp so that we can deal with that after the class. Let's find out where the issue is coming from.
All right, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have 3 people. Yeah, we have 3 people raising their hands, starting from Wale Adekoya.
All right. Please, Mr. Wale, good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning, sir.
You're welcome,
yeah,
sir.
Question is this. I paid for nothing has been sent to my email box.
Sorry, your network is breaking, sir.
I said
Okay,
I've paid for the I've paid for manuals.
Okay. But it has not been sent to your email box.
Yes, but I'm yet to receive yes, I'm yet to receive anything.
Okay, just do us a favor right now. If your WhatsApp is closed, you just send us a message and you receive all the documents right now.
Hey,
okay, you're using your phone for lecture.
The WhatsApp, but yes, but the WhatsApp something is only it has been done so that it's only admin that can send anything.
No. I mean private message. Just send private message to admin.
Okay.
He will forward all the whole documents to you. The
private
documents are
actually,
actually
to admin.
Yes. The document is actually 1 point. Yes, on the WhatsApp number. Just find the WhatsApp admin. You see the WhatsApp admin. Just send.
Hello.
Yes, just send us a message on WhatsApp. We'll attend to you.
He's trying to find out which admin. Is the number that... Hello?
Exactly. Which admin? Yes. You get it, sir.
Okay, so let's open the group.
Okay, when you get to the...
We'll open the group. You can post your message in the group, then the admin will follow you up.
Okay, let it be done now so I can just get the information the right way. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Sorry.
You're welcome. Okay, there's one more. Yeah, one more. Mr. Ishmael Kuma Kwame.
Okay. Mr. Ishmael, you're welcome.
Hello, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir. How is Ghana?
Yeah, Ghana is fine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just that the COVID is putting us under pressure. But Banito, you've been so incredible. You're doing very wonderful work. You're jumping from one platform to another platform, trying to explain everything for us to understand. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Banito, it's in regard to the email you sent. I've not received mine as well. So if you can check you're sending this in and then correct it, because I've not received anything as to the course this in the professional human resources management. All
right. Thank you, sir. Please also, if it's okay by you, can just put a message up in the WhatsApp group that you did not receive the mail, then the CRO will pick it up from there. Thank you, sir. Honorable Chidike, is there any other person?
No, for now. I think we can go right to the class.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so please, if you do not receive if you made payment for manual and you've not received, please, the group is open. You can just go there and make a comment, and the CRO in charge of manuals, she's on now, so she will send all your manuals to you, all right? And please, we receive manuals batch by batch. So if you're paying for level 3, you receive 1 and 2 first. Then when level 3 is up, you receive level 3. All right. So you might not receive all at once due to the size of the files. All right. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, so we are back here on level 2, which is strategic human resource management.
Please, your screen, Mr. Bonito.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
No. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I can see strategic human resource management now.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the what we did in level 1 was just introductory, although it had its own weight to career, but it's just like introductory to what what human resource management is all about. Now, level 2 is actually where your journey to human resource management begins. It is only in level 2 that you will receive such accolades as Certified Associate Human Resource Professional, AHRP. That's in level 2 you will receive such accolade. In level 1, you still have professional diploma, right, in human resource management. So your journey into the world of HR profession begins from level 2, right? Okay, so that being said, in level 2, please, you might not expect us to do the same kind of lecture we did in level 1, like we have to explain everything bit by bit. From level 2 and level 3, both are participatory classes. So that's why in the group, you do your own discussions, then you come here and tell us. Our own work in level 2 is where you might not really understand very well based on your group discussions. We'll come here and deal with them, okay? So we might not just be flying through lectures, and some of these slides here are 200. For those of you that already have your manuals, you could be seeing some of the manuals. Some of them are 200 plus, some are almost 300. So if we start taking them one after the other, the truth is in 6 months, we are not done. Okay, so to help our ministry, as we assign assignments to groups, please take your time, go through the assignment, summarize everything, then come and let's have the discussion here, all right? So for today, I'm going to teach today, but in subsequent classes, I'll be facilitating. I hope that is well understood. For today, I will teach as though we are still in level 1, but from the next class, what I'll be doing is facilitation. Where you don't understand, we answer, and then we'll provide case studies for each of those issues, and then go on. All right. Okay. Does anyone have issue with this kind of approach? If you have any issue with this kind of approach, please, you can indicate now. If you have issue with this kind of approach of learning, at this level, you are gradually becoming a professor. So you are associate prof now. Very soon you become prof. Okay, does anyone have any issue with this model of learning? So if you don't have any issue with this model of learning, we will just continue and then proceed. Someone was asking a question, say, how do we know the groupings? I said we are going to pass the, what they call it, the attendance list. In the attendance list, your own is to do what? To mark your attendance, and from the attendance, we will group us according to attendance. So if we did not see your attendance, we won't group you. Okay, so the attendance is going to be passed here. All right, and in case you did not see the attendance and you're in class, you can go ahead and indicate. And the attendance is not to be passed now. All right. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Sorry for that long break. I needed to make sure that everything is in order. Okay, let me be sure that we are all hearing me. Please, if you can hear me very well, please can you just help me type 11 in the chat room. If you can hear me on my second entry, please kindly help me type 11 on my chat room. All right, thank you, SME Doctor. Thank you, SME Doctor. Thank you, Shadrach. Shadrach, you see this fufu you're talking about, you'll be the one to come and pound it too. All right, thank you so much. So let's proceed. Let me proceed with, let's be sure that our definitions are right. Let's be sure that our expectations are right. So if the expectations there are in conflict, we resolve them before we begin the class. So let me ask a simple question. What do you want to have in this class? What are your expectations in this class? The ones that we won't be able to meet, we'll tell you from the depth of our hearts that we might not be able to meet them. Then the ones we're able to meet, or the ones that are included in the scope of this program, we'll also tell you. So quickly, let's take the next 5 minutes. Let's draw some expectations. If your own expectation is not part of the class, we'll tell you. If your expectation will be met, then we'll tell you. If we can refine it, then we'll tell you. If there are expectations that will be met in level 3, we'll tell you. All right? Okay, so quickly, let's go ahead. Dr. Chidike, are you still there? Let's see those that, just like 3 persons, what are your expectations in this class? And then we'll move on.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Thank you. I can see Mr. Ishmael's hand up. Okay. Ishmael Kuma, yeah.
All right, Mr. Ishmael, what are your expectations in this class?
Oh, Banito, it's very simple.
Okay.
My expectations are that whenever I hit on a job, I must be sure I'm on top of whatever I'm doing professionally.
Okay, so you want to build professional capacity.
Yes, so that every organization that has opportunity to get me, or I will be an asset to the organization, and also myself, I want to be on top of my job. Whatever I find myself doing, I want to be professional in that category.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so I have Engineer Sharif.
Yes, Engineer Sharif.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. My expectation is professional tactical approach to solving human relationship.
Okay, thank you
in the company or organization.
All right, thank you so much. Who is the next person there?
Okay, Shadrach Isaiah.
Okay. All right, Shadrach Isaiah.
Hello?
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
Hello?
You're welcome,
Hello,
sir.
can hear you.
My expectation is... Hello, can you hear me?
Definitely, sir, we can.
Hello?
We can hear
we can hear you.
Okay, my expectation is to be impacted with the relevant knowledge of strategic human resource management that will enable me meet international best practice.
Okay, all right.
Globally.
Thank you so much. So part of your requirement will be in level 3. International best practice is in level 3. So we'll meet you there. I think I have Davidson Lucas.
Davidson Lucas, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning,
all right.
Mr.
Yeah.
Davidson.
My expectation is simple. It's brave. I'm making friends from the experiences I've had. That sometimes I actually have faced with opportunities to change job into the HR, because I'm presently in the educational field, and I believe that I've done quite a number of HR practices and all of that, ranging from recruiting to all of that. But then there's this challenge each time, even though I may perform very well and all of that in some of those interviews and all, and then the next thing they'll tell me is that I'm not certified. They mention things like CIPM and all that. Am I sure that if I have to, if I complete this course now, especially for the level 2, that it will give me a good, set me on a good platform to attract, my best desired job in the, as far as HR is concerned and all that. So that is just what I want to be. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We sincerely believe that if you're able to scale through, of which we trust that you should, to having the associate HR certification, it should be able to give you the opportunities that you desire. Nonetheless, it's important for us to note that the certifications we are running here are international certifications, so they should be accepted across every organization, okay? But we noticed in Nigeria that most of the organizations, especially the public parastatal, they will tell you CIPM. So what we advise is, if you finish your training and have your certification, you can go and take on an CIPM membership. All right, that's the advice that we give. But by default, having an international certification covers you from every other thing. SHRM is the highest human resource body across the world, is the highest. All right, so anybody that is turning it down is automatically turning SHRM down, and is automatically turning the global standards of HR down. All right, so I don't think any person should want to do that. All right, Honorable Chidike, who is the next person?
Do we still have time?
Okay,
yeah.
Let's just go ahead.
Okay, we have Patrick Oche.
Okay, so let's just go straight to the point. You just have 10 seconds, just go straight to the point, so that we're not... Honorable Patrick, your line is open.
Come on, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Come on.
Yeah, my expectation in this class is a good understanding of HR metrics.
A good understanding of?
HR metrics.
Metrics?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that will be part of the things we'll do in the practical sessions. So we'll take care of that. Thank you. Who is
Addition of Samson. Addition of Samson.
All right. Please, Mr. Additional, your line is open. He's closing back the line. All right, let's go to the next person, please.
Andrew Luro.
All right. Please, Andrew Luro, your line is open, sir.
Good morning to the team, and well done for the great job so far.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning.
I actually want to have a deeper understanding of the strategic rules in practical sense, because I currently work in a consulting firm. Okay. And one of the areas where I want to be really sound is on HR. And that's why I'm taking my time to go through all this. And I don't just know how I got to know about IPM, but I think it's a divine intervention. I'm already processing my CIPM too.
Okay.
I want to have, especially in training in the analysis.
Okay.
The area where I'm ahead at the moment is the learning and development session of the consulting firm.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Right. Thank you so much. For the training needs analysis, you will get that one here. For the strategic role of HR, you get that one in level 2. But that person that said international best practices, you get that one in level 3. All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Okay, 2 more.
Okay. I think this should be the last 2.
Okay, Catherine Udechuku, and then Mr. Femi Gandono.
Okay, please, Catherine Udechuku, if it's okay by you, can you unmute? Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, I have. Thank you, Benito. God bless you for all.
You're welcome,
yes.
sir.
My expectation is that I'm not an HR person, but I've been managing people. I head organization. So I want to find out, and I'm planning to round up my career in the next 2 years. How would this help me to become an HR consultant, please?
All right. So we deal with HR consulting in level 3. Everything we've been learning from level 1 to level 3, you can actually choose an area to consult in. Just like Mr. Andrew just rightly said, he is heading training and development section of his organization. You can also become a training and development expert. You can become any area of HR that is interested in, you're interested. So by the time we'll go through all of the courses, and then we'll take level 3, then we'll deal with HR consulting in level 3. It's not left for you to decide which area you think you want to go and specialize and consult in. And you can also do multiple consulting. It's not compulsory that you do only one single consulting. And I think I will also say this. There is something that Mr. Andrew pointed out. He said currently he's processing his CIPM. Please, that you are a member of IPM or you're taking a course with IPM does not stop you from joining other HR professional groups. Please, it's important for us to know that you have membership with IPM. It doesn't stop you from being a member of CIPM. It doesn't stop you from being another member of another HR group, provided there is something to learn from each of the groups. Okay. The most important thing is if you have your certification, you can join any of the professional groups, both locally and internationally. All right. And that gives us, for Mrs. Catherine that was asking the question, joining professional groups also opens you up to greater opportunities when it comes to consulting. All right. So that is very important. And finally, we have
Mr. Femi.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Actually, I put my question on the chat box, but nevertheless, it's like you are not looking at that area.
Okay,
but actually, my expectation for the course is that I want to become a practitioner of HR as well as be a consultant in training seminar management. That's my expectation, and also to be of a global practice. Yes.
All right. That's awesome. So you and Honorable Andrew, you're in the same category. Okay. Please let me also remind us, as soon as you finish your course and you are inducted as a member of IPM, the platform is open for you to also practice what you want to do. Like for those of us that say we want to go into consulting, we want to go into training and development, all of those things are the things that we do in IPM. So if after your induction, if you want to join the practice, the platform is open for all of us. Okay, I'm seeing a question in the chat room. He said, if one obtains global HR management certification from IPM level 3, for instance, what advantage does one have when going for SHRM CP or SHRM SCP? Okay, SHRM CP or SHRM, those are brand products of SHRM. So when they accredit, they are not accrediting you to offer their courses, all right? But if you have their certifications, the accredited certifications from their certification providers, you can easily join as a member. And then by joining as a member, you can upload all the PDUs you've been getting. So that will help you in getting your SHRM CP or SHRM SCP, dependent on which one you want to go for. So the most important thing that will help you now is the credit loads you are accruing. Of course, all the courses you are taking is already on their platform. So their own is to verify, and then they give you the necessary support they will give you. But whether you're going for SHRM CP or SHRM SCP, if you've completed all the classes, you can go and write the exam. So there will be no need of paying $1,950 to go back for lectures, go back for materials, and all of such. Okay. All right. Who asked that question? Philip Kime.
That was Kime.
We check. All right. I trust the explanation I gave is okay. All right. Do we have any other question in the chat room?
Okay, there are a number of them.
All right. I'm seeing Henshaw. He said, please, sir, does induction automatically make one an IPM member, or we still have to send the one-page profile? Yes. We have direct membership and we have membership by certification. So for those of us going for direct membership, we need your profile. That's to say you already have certifications in management, so you can, and you also have experience, so you can go for direct membership. But if you're going for if we're going for membership by certification, which I believe is what we are going to do since we're already in this class, we don't need any other profile because your profile will be contained in your dashboard. So we don't need any other profile. All right. And yes, automatically you become a member after you've been inducted. And induction is 5 years expiration. Our membership is only valid for 5 years. After 5 years, you are to renew. Please, our class for this morning will be ending by 12 o'clock. Then our next class will be reopening by 1 o'clock. So we are just having 1 hour break. So we're having 9 to 12 and we're having 1 to 3. All right. Thank you so much. I think we've had enough questions for this morning. So let's quickly go through the lecture slides. Introductorily, what the SHRM is all about. And then we'll look at the components of the SHRM. By introduction, on completing this course, the introductory part, we should be able to know the conceptual basis for strategic HRM, how strategy is formulated. Then we'll look at the resource-based view theory and its implication, the significance of the concepts of best practice and best fit. Then we'll look at the practical implications of strategic HRM theories. And then the fundamental characteristics of strategy, the aim of strategic HRM. And then we'll look at the 3 HRM perspectives, and then the significance of bundling. So before we are done with the SHRM class, we should be able to know what all of this is all about. So we have 2 key things in strategic human resource management. We have strategic management and human resource management, right? So how does the 2 of them come together to play the role of strategic human resource management? Like I said, the class is going to be interactional. It's not as just flying through the pages and all of that, no. So for the questions that, for the things that will demand us to interact, we'll carefully interact. Okay, so let me go to the last person on this group. I have Sodunke Bukola. Sodunke Bukola, your audio is not on. Okay, so let me go to Truslin. Truslin, good morning, ma. Truslin, please, can you unmute? All right, good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Please, what's your concept to strategic management?
My concept to strategic management.
Yes, please.
Is to, how will I put it now? Strategic means being innovative, itemizing what you want to do.
Okay.
Strategically, I want to, yes, be innovative, creative. You know what to do. You outline them one by one without, putting them all together.
All right, that's great. So the key word is being innovative, right? Okay, let me see. Okay, Pastor Ifoma Noyelum. Pastor Ifoma, you're welcome, ma. Please kindly unmute. Pastor Ifoma, if you can hear me, kindly unmute. All right, please go ahead.
All right, good morning, Mr. Benito.
You're welcome,
everybody. When we talk about management,
so sorry, your network is fluctuating. So sorry about that. Your network is fluctuating, ma. We'll get back to you. Please, strategic management. Honorable Michael Ikenokafo, please, you can go ahead, sir.
Hi, good morning.
You're welcome, sir. Please, volume.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes, please, go ahead.
When you talk of strategic management, it means setting out a goal and analyzing how you can achieve those goals using several strategies.
Okay, so we are receiving 2 keywords here now. Truslin said being innovative, scheduling all you need to do, and then having to find a way to do them. And Dr. Mike is saying the same thing. But he mentioned one thing very important here: goals. Goals. Setting out a goal, then setting out the strategies to achieve them. Okay, so now let's go to human resources. Let's go to human resource management. I can still remember that we defined human resource management. So if you don't mind, Cynthia Eguobi, Egudobi. Okay, if that sounds like your name, please, what's the concept of human resource management to you? Cynthia Egudobi. Hello, Cynthia. All right. Please, let's try to ensure that our network is strong. Okay. Please, do I still have Damilola? Okay, Damilola, consultant. Damilola, please. Your line is open. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, your concept of human resource management. What is human resource management to you?
Okay. Thank you for the privilege, Dr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
Well, when it comes to human resource management, from my own perspective and due to some other things I've experienced when it comes to management, the concept of strategic approach to the effective management of people in a company or organization, such that they help their businesses gain a competitive advantage. The overall purpose of this, is to ensure that the organization is able to achieve success through people. And
okay. No, it's okay. Okay, organization achieving success through people. That's all I want to hear. Thank you. All right, so let's create the blend. I'm seeing something from Femi Gandono in the group, and it says strategy is looking to the future, anticipating and planning for a change, and that is wonderful. And I'm seeing something else from Elvis Boni Hale. He said HRM is a strategic approach to the effective management of people in a company or organization such that they help their business gain competitive advantage. That's awesome. And then I'm seeing from Henshaw, he said, I did receive certificate of achievement for IPM from IPM, but no accompanying study material. That is also part of strategic management. You're welcome. So we'll deal with that. All right. So now let's bring the two together. How does strategic management collaborate with, just in straight line sentences, what will be the application of strategic management in HR management? Which areas are the areas of application of strategic management in HR management? I have Syracuse. Syracuse, please, if your line is, yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead. Which areas of human resource management can we apply strategic HR? Hello, Syracuse, are you there? All right. So, is your network breaking? All right, so try to work on that. I have Beatrice Madaki. Please, Beatrice, if you're there, kindly give us a voice. Beatrice Madaki. Hello, Beatrice. All right, Beatrice. Hope your network is not. All right, so if you have an answer to give and your voice is not coming out, just post them in the WhatsApp group. Sorry, in the chat groups, then we can pick it up there. All right, I have Engineer Shrm. All right, please, you can go on.
Production.
In production. Okay, so how does that apply? Strategically, how does it?
You need to strategize, plan, and look for ways in which you have to meet your target. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. All right, it's like it's dropped or the network is bad. Okay, I have Engineer Honorable Patrick Oche. Please, you can go on, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, strategic HR can be applied in the area of manpower.
Okay. How?
Okay, for example, if an organization has a specific goals, you need to be strategic at how the quality, the educational background, the expertise of the manpower, is either he trains what he has, or he has to look for them from somewhere else to get the objective achieved.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. So in a short while, okay, let me read some of the things I'm seeing in the chat room. From Adeshin or something, it's a human resource management is a strategic approach to effective management of people. All right. I'm seeing from Henshaw, it says strategic management involves setting objectives, analyzing competitive environment, analyzing the internal organization, evaluating strategies, and ensuring that the management rolls out the strategies across the organization. Okay, so analyzing both the internal and the external environment, that place is important for us to note. Femi Gandono said we can apply strategy management in the area of training and development, hiring, etc. That is great. Olufayo Busayo said in the area of planning, training, and development. That's awesome. Strategic HRM is linking of human resources with strategic goals and objectives in order to improve business performance and develop organizational structure that foster innovation, flexibility, and competitive advantage. And that's from Elvis Bonihale. That's wonderful. Ben Suni said HRM can be applied. No, strategic management can be applied in HRM in terms of recruitment and training, job design, analysis, retention, and so on and so on. That's great. Nokia 3.2 said, hi, facilitator, you guys are not recognizing some of us. Is it because we are not completed our payment?
It's because he doesn't have a name. He wants his or her name.
Oh my God. Nokia 3.2. Sorry, before you move to Nokia 3.5, please change your name so that we will know you. Okay. And please, the class is open for conversation. If you raise your hand, we'll call your name. But if you notice, most of the people we've been calling, they are people who have been contributing since the class began, so they are used to us. And perhaps your name could be one of the major contributors, but now that you've changed to Nokia 3.2, we don't know your name again. Sorry, this has nothing to do with whether you've made payment or not. All right. So sorry about that. Okay, so Nokia 3.2, from now on, we will be calling your attention. All right. Okay. Trustly said in the area of quality service delivery, we can apply strategic management to that. The HRM can be applied. Please, we are asking, how can strategic management be applied in HRM? Not how can HRM be applied in strategic management? They are two different things. Okay, so we have in the area of SWOT, it can be applied. Another one said, Bitrus Madaki, in analyzing and aligning HRM with organization goals. So if you look at everything we are saying here, Nokia 2 said it can be effective in areas of marketing, and Ruluro said it can be used in aligning the people, activities, and roles to achieve the business goals and objectives. And another one said deployment of skills for task and all of that. So there are so many ways in which strategic management can be applied. And from all we've been doing, or from all we've been saying, it's obvious to note that running a HR assignment without being strategic, you will have poor performance, and competitive advantage will be poor, all right? And now there are very key words that were used here, and I would like to use them again. One is that strategy is forward-looking, okay, or strategy is futuristic. So that, in essence, summarizes the other key points that we have said. One of which key points is that strategy has to do with goals, or strategy management has to do with goals, all right? So if you are futuristic, obviously you must be a goal setter and a go-getter, right? If you want your organization to soar so high, and like I'm talking to you now also, if you want your pocket to start swelling with financial increase, you just have to change your goals. Just get to be strategic, all right? So strategic management is not just to HR, but it's actually to our whole entire life. All right. I was discussing with someone yesterday. I was actually surprised on some of the questions that we do ask, especially in these trainings that we do have. For instance, somebody asks you, he say, how do I apply? You send the person a link to apply. The person now asks you, where should I apply? Then you'll be like, what do you mean? Okay. Then you see another question. You posted the WhatsApp group to a person. You sent a WhatsApp group link to the person. And the person asks you, should I join from this link? Okay. You'll be like, what is this person saying? All right. Okay. Now, I discovered something in Africa. I know this class is a mixture of people from different continents, but I discovered something in Africa. One thing I discovered in Africa is that Africans don't get to be strategic on time. That's why in Africa, we still count youthful age youthful age in Africa ends at 40. And some African countries extend it to 45, all right? Meanwhile, there are some countries around the globe that their youthful age ends at 25, maximum 33. And that's why it's only in Africa that you hear the proverb, a fool at 40 is a fool forever, because it's believed that after 40, your brain should start coming back. And that's why you see people in Africa, by the age of 40, by the age of even 50, they are still dragging with poverty. They are still negotiating with poverty, whether they are to leave poverty or poverty should leave them. All right, because we are not strategic. How does this affect our finances? How does this affect our success in life? Without goals, it's difficult to succeed, no matter how you try. My grandmother will always tell me that the secret to success is not necessarily about hard work. That if success was about hard work, all of those people that do those strong manual labor, they would have all built upstairs. Okay, so the secret to success actually lies on how strategic we are as individuals, as an organization. And like I said, in this class is more of discussion, so no too much slides and the likes. Now, in your organization strategically, since we say strategy is all about futuristic planning, setting goals for, you don't set goals for past life, you set goals for, goal is a future task, all right? Goal is not for the past. You don't set goal and say, yesterday, I will do this. No. You don't say, last year, I will do this. You will say, next year, tomorrow, next tomorrow, in the next 5 minutes, in the next 1 minute, I will do this. Now, let's bring this concept to how we manage human resources. And the question is, strategically, in the next 5 years, where do you think your organization will be? Now, strategically, what kind of recruitment will you be doing by that time? Strategically, what kind of customers will you be having at that time? Now, strategically, what kind of skills, human capitals will you be needing at that time? Those things are things you don't just think them, you write them down. A plan is a written document. It's not a thing in the mind. And that's one of the issues I have with most people. You ask them, where's your business plan? They will tell you, I have it in my mind. Business plan is not to be in the mind. Business plan is to be written. And every other plan is to be written. In fact, one of the basic ways to show that you're strategic is to write your plans. Okay, and we don't plan for the past, we plan for the future. Right? So when you look at your organization strategically, you ask yourself, what is the future of this organization? Right? And sometimes you need to hold strategic meetings. Okay, in case you don't know what the future is, ask those who know. They will tell you what the future is. And in case you don't have your future, or your organization doesn't have your future, or you feel, please, I want us to know this. There is a point in business, especially to all the CEOs in this house, there is a point in business that you come to, it seems as though there is no way out again. There comes a point in business, no matter how rich a business is, no matter how small, big, medium a business is, there comes to a point in a business circle that will seem as though there is no way, in fact, we don't know what to do. In that point, you need to hold strategic meetings. Okay, find out strategies that can be used to overcome such situations. Now, in my own little experiences, I found out that there is no challenge, be it personal experience, business experience, or personal challenge or business challenge, that cannot be taken care of, only if we can be strategic. Okay, so strategic management is an all-encompassing approach to success. Okay, is an all-encompassing approach to success. All right, so if you want to be strategic in your career, the question is, like Mrs. Catherine just said, she said in the next 2 years, she's intending to maybe come for retirement. All right. But she's also expecting to join the consulting industry. That is being strategic. You're moving from one level to another, and you're preparing yourself. You're building capacity for the next assignment, for the next level. That is being strategic. Do you know why so many people miss opportunities? Because they are not strategic. If you are strategic, you will be the one designing the opportunities, because you would have been ready for opportunities before they come. Another major challenge I've seen with people is that people look for opportunities, then they go back to prepare for the opportunities. People are looking for, as I'm talking now, so many people are out there looking for HR jobs. But ask them the simple question, what do you know about HR? What you will hear will marvel you. And you can say, okay, can you do a simple job design? And the person will ask you, what do you mean by job design? But the person needs a HR job. All right, so we have to be strategic in everything we are doing. Can I give you a little secret? I don't know what the revenue of your company might be now, and I don't know what your salary might be now. But if you want to increase the revenue of your organization, all you need to do is set new goals and new strategies to achieve that, and your revenue will change, be it on private scale or business scale. And what I'm telling you now is as real as I'm telling you. Now, let me give you an instance. If you're currently earning 100,000 naira as a base pay, right? And you want to increase it to 500,000 before this year is over, right? Before this year is over, you can start increasing your target gradually. So from 100 pay, you increase it to 150 pay. That means you're going to create additional 50,000 naira work that will bring in revenue to your pocket. Or you will have to increase your capacity to the point that you can actually give an advice or consult, and they will pay you extra 50,000 naira. Okay? Whenever you set a new goal, you must develop a new strategy to back it up. And for those of us that are companies, maybe right now your company volume is 10 million naira, and you want to increase it to maybe 20 million naira. That's like 100%. All you need to do is change the goal first. But please remember that goals must be smart. They must be simple and specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. That I'm saying set goals does not mean that your company is earning 10 million naira in annual returns, and then you go and budget 100 billion. Please, that is not smart. Okay? And that is not fit. All right? Okay. Thank you. All right. So, in being strategic, apply the principle of SMART. Apply the principle of SWOT analysis. Apply the principle, all the analytical principles you can use to make the right evaluations. Just go ahead. Now, let me ask another question. Where do you want your company to be in the post-COVID era? And I've said this in several occasions. There is no way your organization will be the same after this COVID. In fact, it's looking like we in Nigeria, we are getting accustomed to COVID. Nobody's even interested in COVID again. I can't remember the last time I heard the news on a number of new cases or old cases or deaths and the likes. Nigerians have gone back to their normal business, all right? Because you won't lock people inside and no business, no revenue and the like. And people have actually asked me the simple question. They say, if you're supporting the motion of people should go out, should they now die because they don't have money and they don't have food? And I said to them, there are simple awareness programs that have been launched. First, always put on your face mask. Two, wash your hands regularly and keep a distance, social distance. So if you can do that, then go ahead with your business. And as much as you can, for those of us that are in the business world, go and digitalize your business. Okay, drive your customers from the physical and drive them to the digital. And somebody could say, my business is in the village. those people, they don't use internet and they don't, then you have to innovate. Now you have to get strategic on how to remodel your business so as to have value in this period. All right, that is very, very important. All right, now with all I've said, I can say I've summarized the strategic management. All right, but let's roll through the slides very fast, then we can go to the other class. Strategic management is the set of decisions and actions resulting in the formulation and implementation of strategies designed to achieve the objectives of an organization. This is strategic management. And if you look at this, this is a very big grammar. And this big grammar is the summary of everything we've been saying, right? Strategy is all about decisions and actions. If you're not ready to take decisions and take the necessary actions, you will remain where you are. And there is something I observed about life. If you're not taking decisions and actions, you don't remain at the same spot, you go back. Okay? Because my business mentor told me something. He said they taught them in geography, and I'm sure they taught me too. He said the earth is always moving. And he said he asked his geography teacher, if the earth is always moving, why is it that we are not moving with the earth? Or why is it that we are not shaking as the earth is moving? And said the man could not give him answer, but he found the answer when he became an entrepreneur. For any day you don't take a reasonable decision and reasonable action, you don't stay where you are, you're going back. And for everyone here that is an entrepreneur, a consultant, whatever you are, you must be decisive on actions you take every day, because every day there must be results. Now, as a business person, whether you like it or yes, every day you should expect revenue. Every day, not some days. Whether there is transaction or no transaction, just expect revenues. Why? Because your marketing activities must be running 24/7. And for the fact that your marketing activities are running 24/7, you must expect revenue every day. If there is one aspect of your business that you must work on every day, is your marketing. As you keep working on it, revenue must come in every day. And dependent on your marketing approach, on how strategic you are in your marketing, you can actually set out a target. It's okay, every month I'm going to be hitting this target, but that will be dependent on the actions you're taking, on the internal dimensions of your business structure, right? So being strategic is not a grammar, it's a practice. Being strategic is not a grammar, it's a practice. And I am not coming here to teach you as what they call grammar. You see the kind of grammar that they are blowing here, formulation, implementation, and all of those things. They are big grammar. Leave this grammar, understand the concept, and practice it. And now let me be very sincere with us. If you are in this class and you don't have a life plan, please, as this class is ending, before we resume for the break, please go and develop your life plan, because that helps you to become strategic. That helps you to become strategic. I used to tell people, before you leave, first of all, die. If you don't know the date you will die, you can die for anything. For me, I know the day I will die. I know the day I will die. That day, I will just go in and just go. Even my wife knows that that day I will die that day. All right? Everyone that knows that I will die that day. And whenever I say this kind of thing, people ask me that question, like, who knows tomorrow? It's only people that are strategic that knows tomorrow. If you're not strategic, you only know the past. Okay? People that are strategic, they know tomorrow, because they will tell you what they will do tomorrow. And for the fact that there is purpose for tomorrow, you will always live to see that tomorrow. Eh? You know why people die of high blood pressure and heart attack and die for nothing? Because there is no, what they call it now, there is no goal. And somebody will say, what of those that have goals and they still died? Well, please go and find out from them. Maybe just go and find out from them why they died when the goals have not been achieved. Find out from them. But I know one of the basic ways to elongate your life is to have goals that you're passionate about, that you really want to live to achieve. I don't know how many of us have heard of Helen Keller. I read of that woman, and she said that the people that are actually the necessarily blind people are not people who doesn't have eyes to see, but people who cannot see with their minds. Those are the blind people. And I read of another wonderful woman. Now, this woman, I've forgotten her name, but the story had it that she was shot by the head. And she survived the bullet. She spent months in coma. And she was walking when they shot her. And when she woke up, she asked them what happened. They told her that she was shot. She was like, she didn't notice because she was still walking all through the period. She kept walking. Her mind was still active all through the period. And that was why she was able to come back to continue what she did not finish. Don't bother trying to get me on the other side of, okay, what of those evil people that will go and deal with you? Well, if you have evil people there, you know the remedy to evil people, all right? So do the right thing, all right? But that's by the way. So what I'm saying in essence is we can actually live healthy, we can live very successful, we can live beyond whatsoever challenge we have in life, if only we can be strategic. Every problem is solvable. For the fact there is a problem, is solvable. But we need to be strategic, right? We need to be strategic. Its purpose is to elicit the present actions for the future and become an action vehicle, integrating and institutionalizing mechanisms for change. The concept of strategic management is built on the concept of strategy, right? Now, there's another key word there, which is integrating and institutionalizing mechanisms for change. As a strategic person, the simple, all those grammar in simple ways is that you should be ready for change. You should be prepared for change. As an organization, you should be prepared for change. You could have 100 years plan for your organization. That means you should have 100 years flexibility plan for both adapting and adopting changes. Is either you're the one driving changes or you're the one receiving changes. So you should have mechanisms of change offense or change defense. You must have, you can't be neutral. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, the concept of strategy, what is it about? Strategy is the approach selected to achieve defined goals in the future. Strategy is the determination of the long-term goals and objectives of an enterprise and the adoption of courses of action and the allocation of resources necessary for carrying out those goals. All the things I've been saying, they are all about goals, strategy, achievement for the goals, and all of that. And like I said, for us in the business environment, let's go back and start creating new goals and developing new strategies for a change of level in our businesses and also in our careers. All right, very important. Now, I have the three fundamental characteristics of strategy. One, it is forward-looking. Second, the organizational capability of a firm, that's its capacity to function effectively, depends on its resource capabilities, the quality and quantity of its resource, and their potential to deliver results. This is actually what we call the resource-based view. The third characteristic of strategy is strategic fit. They need, when developing HR strategies, to achieve congruence between them and the organization's business strategies within the context of external and internal environment. So your strategy for achieving corporate goals should be fitting or should be relevant towards achieving the goal. They should work hand in hand. Strategies and goals should be hand in hand. Not that you set strategy to increase your revenue by 25% within the next 6 months. Let's assume that that's your goal, and then your strategy is to be fighting with staff every day. That strategy will never give you the result. All right. The formulation of strategy, the formulation of corporate strategy is best described as the process for developing a sense of direction, making the best use of resources, and ensuring strategic fit. It is a logical step-by-step affair, the outcome of which is a formal written statement that provides a definitive guide to the organization's intentions. I've said that before. Goals are not to be in your head. Goals should be written down. Then they should be part of you. They are not to be crammed. They are who you are. Okay? One of the strongest motivating factors I've seen in life is setting the right goals. When you set the right goals, sleep, food will never be your concern. Now, those of us that are entrepreneurs, that you sleep from 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock the next day. If you watch the days when you sleep like that, there are days that you don't have goals, or the goals that you have are not really pressing goals. When you have pressing goals, you will sleep by 4 a.m. and you wake up by 5 a.m. and sleep will not appear again. You will sit down from 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you will not remember that there is something called food. Because why? There is a right goal, there is an effective goal motivating you. Okay, there is an effective goal motivating you. All right. Strategic HRM is an approach that defines how the organization's goals will be achieved through people by means of HR strategies and integrated HR policies and practices. What are the aims of strategic HRM? The aims of strategic HRM are, the fundamental aim of strategic HRM is to generate, one, organizational capability by ensuring that the organization has the skilled, engaged, committed, and well-motivated employees it needs to achieve sustained competitive advantage. It has two main objectives. That's first, to achieve integration, and second, the second objective is to provide a sense of direction in an often turbulent environment. All right. In integration, what are we looking at? We have the vertical alignment of HR strategies with business strategies and the horizontal integration. So in integration, we have two types of integration. You have what we call the horizontal fit and what we call the vertical fit. Please, if you have your big and your paper, I will need you to write this because I'm not, okay. If you have your manual, there might be no need to write because all of them are explained in your manual. Now, what is vertical fit? Vertical fit is when we have a congruence between strategic corporate objectives and strategic HR approaches. When there is a congruence between business objectives versus HR practices, HR approaches, HR strategies, and all of them. So there is a blend. What the HR practices are doing are moving towards achieving the corporate goal. That's a vertical fit. That's from one to the other, right? Now you have a horizontal fit. A horizontal fit is often called bundling, HR bundles or bundling, right? What is a bundle? A bundle is when you have a set of interrelated and interdependent HR practices that work hand in hand to achieve a strategic goal, right? So a bundle, let's take for instance, payment of salary. The content of a salary is beyond financial benefits. The whole bundle will have to involve other allowances, traveling allowance if your company accommodates that, accommodation allowance, maybe medical allowances, leave allowances, what other allowances? And other allowances, infringed benefits. Some of those things are not calculated in the total base pay. That's what you go home with at the end of the day. But all of those things form the bundle for compensation. So that's a bundle, all right? A bundle. Let's take, for instance, again, you want to do job recruitment. In a bundle of job recruitment, you don't just go and recruit people, right? You first of all have to do job analysis. You have to do job description, job specification. Then you now put up job roles and responsibilities. Then you have to put up adverts, campaigns. Then you conduct interview before you give the job. Now, this whole process is a bundle. And all of this bundle is tilted towards one thing, selecting the right person for the job. All right. So a bundle is a horizontal fit. All of them are working hand in hand to achieve one other goal. But in a vertical fit, or what we call strategic fit, the essence of all the bundles is to achieve a business goal. All right. So let's assume that you are doing all the whole recruitment for the purpose of increasing customer experience, right? So customer experience is a business objective, but all the whole recruitment exercise is to get someone who will work on the customer experience to give the, customer service, to give a better customer experience. So the customer experience versus the HR practices is a vertical fit. Marketing versus HR is vertical fit. Finance versus HR is vertical fit. Finance versus finance is horizontal fit. HR versus HR is horizontal fit. So if the relationships are interrelated and they are within the same domain, they are called horizontal fit. If they have to move from one domain to another, then it's called vertical fit. I trust I should be well understood. Then the second objective, like we said, is a sense of direction in often turbulent environment, so that the business needs of the organization and the individual and collective needs of its employees can be met by the development and implementation of coherent and practical HR policies and programs. Now, in this era that we are, so many companies are sacking their staff, and that is one of the proofs that those organizations never planned for change. They never saw change. They were never strategic in terms of business changes, HR changes, and the likes. Organizations that are strategic will see the future before the future comes up. Now, as I'm talking to us right here now, there are so many of us that have seen certain future, or that have seen some things in the future. Don't wait to see the future. All you need to start creating solutions for the future, so that when you get to the future, you become the most relevant in the future. All right, you become the most relevant in the future. All right, that is very, very important. All right, that is very, very important. Okay, so setting direction in times of turbulence like this, if you're strategic, is easy to go by, because strategy having to deal with changes as they occur means that you should be able to see those changes before they occur, and you put up strategies to handle them. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, quickly, resource-based view. Although we've explained resource-based view, before. So please, if it's okay by you, you can help me with resource-based view. Then we'll go back to it. I will just call anyone. Where is Nokia? Nokia 3.3. Okay, Nokia 3.3. Nokia 3.3. Your line is open. Please kindly unmute.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
On.
Please give us your name and then go ahead.
My name is Abdulaziz Abdurazak.
Okay, your name is Abdulaziz Abdurazak. Are you from Saudi Arabia?
No.
Okay, because there is another
Nigeria, sir.
There is one Abdu something that is in this class from Saudi Arabia. Okay, just go ahead. Have you been in the, were you in level 1? Hello, Abdulaziz.
I'm in level 2, sir.
Did you attend level 1 classes?
No.
Good for you. Welcome to class. Okay, let me ask people who were in class. Okay. I see Olufayo Busayo. Olufayo Busayo. Please, your line is open. Olufayo Busayo. Please, can you kindly unmute and then give us a voice? Okay, so let's give Trustlin. Trustlin, come and tell us what you're saying. Okay, your hand is even up. All right, Trustlin, your line is open. Please go ahead.
I said the resource-based view theory says that the capacity of an organization is the summation of the individual capacities of the people in that organization.
All right, thank you so much. I think that English is very simple to understand. So the value of an organization is dependent on the summation of the value of the people inside the organization. All right. If you can understand it, you can put it in any way that is best to you. All right, let's look at what we have here. It said, to a very large extent, the philosophy and approaches of the strategic HRM are underpinned by the resource-based view. This states that the range of resources in an organization, including its human resources, that produces its unique character and creates competitiveness. Okay, it is all of its resources, including the human resources, all joined together in producing its unique character and creates its competitive advantage. All right, and it's also important for us to know that Organizational cultures vary, irrespective of the fact that we have so many companies within the same industry. We still find that companies, though they are in the same industry, have their different characteristics. For instance, the way GT Bank behave is different from the way Unity Bank behave. Is the same, is different from the way Eco Bank behave. Is different from how Diamond Bank behave. Is different from how Polaris Bank behave. All of them have their own behavior. All right, they have their own uniqueness. All right, so that is important for us to note. Then we have components of the resource-based view theory. Number one, we have the human capital pool, comprising of the stock of employee knowledge, skills, motivation, and behaviors. Then we have the flow of human capital through the firm. That's the movement of people and knowledge to and fro, okay, incoming and outgoing, right? Then we have the dynamic processes through which organizations change and or renew themselves. The dynamic process through which organizations change and or renew themselves. All of these components are part of the things that make up the resource-based view. The significance of resource-based view. It highlights the importance of human capital management approach to human resource management and provides the justification for investing in people through resourcing, talent management, and learning and development programs as a means of enhancing organizational capability. All right. Now, there are so many organizations that find it difficult to invest in learning and development of their staff. I don't know why. You not investing in the learning and development of your staff is like not taking care of your family. You don't want to pay the school fees of your child. You don't want to give your wife money for home upkeep. That's exactly what you're doing here. You don't want to invest. Most organizations, they don't want to invest in their staff, yet they want to increase performance. How? Do you want them to do magic? Knowledge management states in simple terms that no organization can perform above its knowledge level. So organizations perform according to the knowledge available within them. No organization can outperform their knowledge level. It's not possible. And no individual as well can outperform their knowledge level. Everyone functions according to their knowledge capacity. So as head of learning and development in your organization, you must find a way to improve organizational learning. As the HR in your organization, you must find a way to improve people learning. As the CEO of your organization, there is one organization that have been very unique, and I trust they are actually doing wonderful. This organization, they sponsored about 12 of their staff in one of our courses earlier this year. Now, they are sponsoring about 14 of their staff in our project management training. And now I'm seeing some of their staff in this same training. And when I say sponsor, I don't mean they are coming and going. They are giving their commitment, their financial commitment to the trainings. Okay, 14. There is another organization currently in this same program, in project management, sponsoring 6 of their staff. You don't keep your staff to develop themselves and expect them to give you the results that you want. One of the theories in motivation, Hayesback's hygiene theory, he said one of the basic motivating factors is when people see that there is opportunity for personal development for them, they are well motivated. If there is no opportunity for personal development, you don't expect people to use their money to go for training, then come back and start giving you results. It's not possible. As they do that training, they are expecting to leave your organization. All right? So let's understand the principle of resource-based view, and then understand that that principle is hinging more around the capacity of people you have in your organization. Those people are the people that will drive the principles, the standards, the operations, the machines, the regulations, and all of that. The processes. There had been an argument in business world. The argument had been, which of these is the most important? People, processes, and policies. Which is the most important? Everyone have their own view, all right? But the truth is, there is no way you can drive a process without people. There is no way you can create policies without people. All right. So from the HR perspective, the most important people or the most important component in that triangle of people, processes, and people, processes, and policies, the number one focal point there are the people. If you have the right people, they will design the right processes, they will design the right policies, and they will drive them. Okay, but if you are an organization, an authoritarian-driven organization that you want them to abide by policies and abide by processes, and you're not building capacity for them to meet up with those policies and capacity, one day you will have more accidents in your workplace than productivity. All right. So let's pay attention to resource-based view. All right. Then you have strategic fit. I think I've explained that before. The strategic fit refers to two dimensions of the strategic HRM, which is the vertical dimensions and the horizontal dimensions. And the vertical dimensions entails linking of human resource management practices with the strategic management processes of the organization. That's business to HR. Then now the second one, horizontal, emphasizes the coordination or congruence among the various human resource management practices, right? I think we've explained all of that before. Then let's quickly look at the perspectives on strategic HRM. We have the universalistic perspective, we have the contingency perspective, you have the configurational perspective, and you have the, okay, you will just have three, please. The last one there is an error. The last one is an error. We just have the universalistic, congruence, and configurational perspective. So what's the universalistic perspective all about? The universalistic perspective believes that there is a universal relationship between individual best practices and firm performance. So the universalistic perspective does not believe in contingency theories and does not believe in situational leadership approaches. It believes that there are already laid down standards that should be accepted globally. So irrespective of situations, irrespective of events, irrespective of scenarios, the same thing should be followed. Okay, that's the universalistic perspective. Then you have the contingency perspective. The contingency perspective can also be seen as the law of the situation. The law of the situation deals more with handling issues according to the situations on ground. Okay, so it has to deal with building capacities, situational leadership capacities, and also building high levels of emotional intelligence, all right? Then you have the configurational perspective, which focuses on patterns of events. So it follows patterns, it follows trends. So this is the way it has been happening. So it should always go that way. That's configurational. So configurational shows you trends. Contingency shows you that leadership can be flexible, things can be handled based on situations. Then universalists believe that there is a universal way through which things can be done. And that universal way is called best practice. Please, as we continue, there are two things we might be hearing constantly, and that is best practice and best fit. Best practice supports universalistic perspective. Best fit supports contingency perspective. Best practice, there is a standard rule, there is a standardization on ground that everybody should follow. Best fit is we are finding what is the best approach to deal with this situation. So best fit is contingency-based perspective, and best practice is universalistic. All right. Thank you so much. Now, quickly, what are the elements of best practice? The element of best practice approach. There's always the element of employment security. So if you look at employment security, there's always the need for gratuity, pension, retirement scheme, and all of that. In the best practice, we always talk about those things as part of job security. Then in best practice too, we talk about selective hiring. Selective hiring. How do we mean by selective hiring? In case of most qualified, say people with the highest volume of certificate should have the job. All right, that's like selective hiring. Then you have self-managed teams. Best practice believe that there should be autonomy in workplace. There should be work freedom, job freedom. Then there's also high compensation contingent on performance. So if the standard say 8 hours per day and you're working 9 hours per day, best practice says for the 1 hour that you work for, you should be paid for it. All right. Then you have training to provide a skilled and motivated workforce. The reduction of status differential. Best practice also supports reduction of status differential. What do we mean by status differential? Let's say director of this, they have deputy director, they have regional manager, you have senior manager, area manager, branch manager, which other one? Line manager, they have staff. Best practice believes that those hierarchy can create some kind of status differential that may not allow easy flow of communication and may bring up anarchy and autocracy within the workplace. So reduce the differentials, all right? There are some companies I've experienced that when you get there, there is nothing like manager, there is nothing like, not that they don't have those status there or those status code there, they have it, but when you're working, there is no difference between a staff and the manager, but the staff and the manager, they know themselves. The purpose is to reduce all those high tension. Don't you know I'm the manager? Don't you know I'm the director? Don't you know I'm the CEO? Those things doesn't pay anything. They don't improve performance. Then you have, it also supports sharing of information. All right, sharing of information. Then we have the best fit approach. The best fit approach. What does the best fit approach say? Although I've already explained the best fit approach. I said it's contingency driven. It emphasizing that HR strategy should be congruent with context and circumstances of the organization. Best fit can be perceived in terms of vertical integration or alignment between the between the organization's business and HR strategies. There are three models, namely in the best fit approach. We have three models. We have the life cycle model, we have the competitive strategy, and we have the strategic configuration. Now, I saw something in the chat room, and I will respond to it very quickly, and that is from Trustley. I think I actually handled this issue during level 1. She said, yes, we have trained some staff in Lagos and other expensive trainings, and this staff left within 2 months. This is not motivating for the organization, especially the HR. All right, like I said in level 1, before you start sending staff on training, please, there must be terms and conditions set. There must be terms and conditions set, okay? And please, where you have to send staff on certain trainings that are very cost involving, is important you have, the essence of training is to have return on investment. Every training that a staff goes through, the staff should be able to return you have a return on investment. So if you're a staff, they train you and you left without without bringing returns on investment, that is an unethical behavior. So to curtail that, we always encourage organizations to involve their legal partners or their company lawyer in dealing with such, okay? I've worked in organizations where if they are sending you to go and take a program, the cost of the program will determine the term and condition they will give you. So if it's a program that is worth up to 700,000, you're going to spend at least 2 extra years in the organization before you go. So within that 3 years, there is a performance target for you. If you meet the target, and after that you can sign off your contract and you go. In USC then, if USC is sending you on a training, you have, and dependent on the volume of the training though, or the cost of the training, you have to sign a contract, and that is 3 years non-terminatable contract for 3 years. After the training, you're coming back for 3 years, and then you can go ahead and go off. But you must make a return. So it's for the organizations to know how to generate standards that will help them create returns on investment for the investment they are making on training and development. So don't just send training for training's sake. Before you send for a training, there must be objectives, there must be regulations, and as such. And any person that is refusing to sign the terms and contract is obviously telling you that I'm not willing to go with your organization. So you going forward to giving the person a kind of training that will be high risk is not It's not advised. So for those kind of people, you can give them internal training. So you send those that will stay for training, and then let those that will stay come back with their trainings and certification, then train those in-house who doesn't want to go for training, all right? Okay, let me quickly continue. We'll take further contributions as we go through the class. There is an approach there, the strategic configuration. Another approach to best fit is the proposition that organizations will be more effective if they adopt a policy of strategic configuration by matching their strategy to one of the ideal types defined by the theories such as those produced by Mice and Snow, 1978. This increased effectiveness is attributed to the internal consistency or fit between the patterns of relevant contextual, structural, and strategic factors. So let's look at what Mice and Snow proposed for organizations in 1978. Mice proposed the people we call organizations we call the prospectors, the defenders, and then we'll have the analyzers, we'll have the reactors. Okay, so what does each one say? Just like the keyword in each of them: prospects, defend, analyze, and react. So the prospectors, which operate in an environment characterized by rapid and unpredictable changes. Prospectors have low levels of formalization and specialization and high levels of decentralization. They have relatively few hierarchical levels. Okay, that's for prospectors. They have defenders, which operate in a more stable and predictable environment than prospectors and engage in more long-term planning. They have more mechanistic or bureaucratic structures than prospectors and obtain coordination through formalization, centralization, specialization, and vertical differentiations. They will have the analyzers, which are a combination of the prospectors and defender types. They operate in a stable environment like defenders and also a market where new products are constantly required like prospectors. They are usually not the initiators of change like prospectors, but they follow the changes more rapidly than defenders. They will have the reactors, which are unstable organizations existing in what they believe to be an unpredictable environment. They lack consistent, well-articulated strategies and do not undertake long-range planning. All of these types of organizations we mentioned, they are all existent. They are all existent. I've seen some businesses that their businesses are seasonal. By default, actually, or business planning, they will tell you that, or business management rather, they will tell you that there are seasonal businesses and then there are all year round business. Well, for me, you can actually adapt business, you can adapt your business model to serve all year round. So if you're having those kind of seasonal businesses, then you'll be sure that you're different from the analyzers. Okay, you'll be on the reactors side. Okay, then you have those of us also that we are not the ones driving change, but as soon as we see a change and we see the prospect in the change as being positive, we'll be the first to buy. Okay, all right. Let's use this as a case. If your company is affected or company is mentioned, please don't take it personal. Let's take GT Bank, Unity Bank, First Bank, and Access Bank. Let's take these 4 banks: GT, Unity, First Bank, and Access Bank. Which of them will you call, or how will you group how will you group them? Which one will you say is the analyzer? Which one will you say is the defender? Which one will you say is the I will keep the information here so that we can still read through and then know which one to choose. Prospectors, they operate in environment characterized by rapid and unpredictable changes. Prospectors have low levels of formalization and specialization levels and high levels of decentralization. They have relatively few hierarchical orders. They have the defenders. They operate in a more stable and predictable environment than prospectors and engage in long-term planning. Then you have the analyzers, which is a combination of defenders and prospectors. Then you have the reactors. Their own is that they are very unstable. So if you don't mind, please give us your answers. Zenith, GT Bank, Unity Bank, First Bank, and Access Bank. Which ones do you think are how will you categorize the three of them? Please, if you have your answer, you can kindly raise your hand and let's take your submission and then we'll proceed. Okay, so I have, oh wow, that's awesome. All right, so I have Honorable Theophilos. Please, your line is open, sir. Please go ahead. Hello, Honorable Theo, are you there? Please, you muted back yourself. Can you unmute and go ahead? All right, before you come on board, Uncle Adeyebi, I suspect you're a banker. Please,
Good, sir. I'm not a banker, sir. I'm a civil servant.
Okay. So what's your intake on this now?
Okay. I will say that First Bank is a prospectus.
Okay.
GT Bank is a defender.
Okay.
And Unity Bank is a reactor.
Okay.
And Access Bank is an analyzer.
All right, thank you. That's great. I think your answer is gradually corresponding with one answer in the chat room by Bensoni. All right, I have Ishmael, Honorable Ishmael. Please, if you can unmute, that would be awesome. All right, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Banjo, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
I will use Access Bank as a prospector.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll choose Access Bank as a prospector. Okay. And then, though I never been to other banks to see how or what they do, okay. But I'll take them one by one.
Okay.
So Access Bank as a prospector, and then First Bank will be the reactor.
Okay.
And then I also give UBA and then the other bank that you have mentioned as analyzers.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. I have Trustley. Please, Trustley, your line is open.
Okay, I want to go with the first person.
Okay.
That First Bank is the defenders.
Okay.
Then GT prospectors.
Okay.
Access Bank analyzers.
Okay.
Then Unity Bank reactors.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, it's important for us to note that all of these things we are saying are based on what we've seen these organizations do. All right, and for everyone saying, I'm sure you would have had one or two experiences with these banks, either internally or externally. All right, Honorable Patrick, please, your line is open, sir. Honorable Patrick, are you there?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
All right, you're welcome,
in
sir.
the morning.
Yes, yes.
Okay, from my own experience,
yes,
I will say that GT Bank is analyzer.
Okay.
And Unity, a reactor.
Okay.
First Bank, please the next slide, sir.
Okay, okay, sorry. Is he here?
No, the first slide.
This one?
Right. Yes. Access Bank, a prospector.
Okay.
The First Bank, defender.
All right. Thank you so much.
Based on my experience of them, of their services.
Okay. So let's quickly take these two last persons and then we proceed. Oh, Shadrach, you just jumped. All right, Honorable Andrew Luro, your line is open, sir.
Yes, I will take First Bank and GT Bank as analyzer.
Okay.
In the sense that First Bank and GT Bank have well prepared for digital banking for a very long time. So when the thing came into maybe Africa or Nigeria, it didn't caught them by surprise. They were well prepared for those things.
Okay.
For Unity, I'll go with everybody that said they are reactive.
Please, hope there is no Unity Bank staff here. Please don't report us. So we are doing case study. It's only case study we are doing. Okay, Shedrack Isaiah, please kindly unmute and give us a voice.
Okay, thank you very much for the privilege, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, based on my practical experience with these banks, our ancients of this, which is a Unity Bank, they are reactors.
Okay.
I give them reactors.
Okay.
GT Bank, I give them analyzers based on my practical experience with them.
All right.
Access Bank, they are prospectives. First Bank, they are defenders.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so with all of this we have seen, is easier to relate this to what we are seeing. Now you've been able to answer that of other banks. So now it's your turn. Now your own company, what are you? Make sure your answer. Tell us the name of your company and tell us your own. All right. So I have one hand. Davidson Lucas. All right. So tell us what your own organization now. What are they? Please go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, I would say that right now, based on the kind of system that we in place, I will be very, very candid. We are more or less like reactors.
Okay.
Because
thank you. So having known where you are is always easy to know where to move next to. All right, Honorable Isaiah, you're back. Your line is open.
Okay, thank you very much for this privilege.
Yes.
I'm a staff of a religious organization.
Okay.
Living Faith Church, to be precise.
Okay.
And you know, we are always innovative. We are always creative.
Okay, so where are you people?
We are prospective, sir.
Your prospectives, okay. Thank you. All right. Uncle Adeyemi, you're welcome back. Please, your line is open.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, my own organization, I want to say we have a bit of everything. We are predictable, we are rapid growth, we are stable, but I'm working.
Okay, so which one is the most dominant? Which one is the most dominant?
The most dominant is the prospective.
Okay,
prospectors.
So most dominantly prospectors. Okay, so I have Ishmael Kumar. Please, the line is open, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, but I think that we are doing some strategic analysis here.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yes, sir. So I would say that in my place, we are realtors.
Realtors?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's really wonderful. Now, if you actually pay attention to most public firms, you'll find out that they are basically realtors. So if you're a civil servant or you work in civil service industry, you find out that they are basically realtors. Now, there are some multinationals that are also realtors. I don't know why it happens like that, but some people, it's like there is a level they get to, they don't care about innovation, they don't care about creativity again because they believe they already have the market, all right? So, but importantly, if we find out that where we are is not where we want to be, we can always find a way to move. That's the essence of all this analysis we're doing. Okay, if you find out that where you are is not where you want to be, you can always strategically move yourself to the next slide. All right, SME doctor, you said we should move to the next slide, please. Which of the slides specifically? Is it this one or another? Please, is it this one or another? Your mic is open. Let's be sure of the one you're going for.
Next one. Then we have analyzers and reactors.
Okay, all right. So this one?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so with the little of what we've done, at least we've been able to know where our own organizations belong to. And even if you did not say, you know the truth already. Okay, even if you did not say, you know the truth already. Okay, all right. So if that be the case, let us continue to the next one. The attendance list has been posted. So please, let's carefully go through the attendance and ensure we submit our attendance. Before the next class by 1, or before our next class after today, we would have had our assignments and group so that we can go ahead and deal with them. All right, I have one hand up. Nasiru, please, what do you have to say, sir or ma? Nasiru, please, your line is open. If you don't mind, open your side and let's hear from you. All right, it's like Nasiru is having network challenge. All right, let's quickly go on. The life cycle best fit model. The life cycle model is based on the theory that development of a firm takes place in 4 stages, and that is startup, growth, maturity, and decline. And I think for us, this is we are very conversant with this whole life cycle thing. The best fit and competitive strategies. 3 strategies aimed at achieving competitive advantage are innovation, quality, and cost leadership. Please, let me say this to everyone in this class. If you're a CEO, that's great. If you're a HR specialist, that's great. If you're a HR admin, that's great. Whichever one you are, just listen to me. You see these 3 things mentioned here? You see these 3 things mentioned here? Someone was asking the strategic role of HRM. You see these 3 things? These things are where the strategic role of HRM lies. One of the strategic roles of HRM is driving innovation. And by driving innovation, you're becoming a change agent or a change champion. So if you want to have competitive advantage, please, you must focus on innovation. And please, innovation does not necessarily mean you must create something new. Every aspect of a business, the 9 different aspects of a business can be innovated on. Another person can have his innovation on HR practice. Another one can have his innovation on customer service. Another person can have his innovation, and they are still driving business, all right? So innovation is a key role of, one of the key roles of strategic HR partners, right? Then the second one is quality. And that has to do with delivering high quality goods and services to customers. And this quality is dependent on the capacity of people you have. It is the quality of people you have that will determine the quality of products that you have. If you have a quality process and quality systems and have people that do not have quality competencies to match up with those systems and processes, you still end up with a poor quality product. So if you're having a quality system and processes, you should have quality human capital to man those systems and processes to give you quality products and services at the end of the day. All right. Then you have cost leadership. The planned result of policies aimed at managing away expense. In pricing, there are different psychology in pricing. We have the pricing of the lower the price, the higher the market penetration. But we have the other psychology of the higher the price, the higher the quality perception. We have the other psychology of being neutral, not higher, not lower. You are in between. All right. And there had been so many postulations around this. Some people will tell you, if you want to enter the market very fast, you have to lower down your cost, and then you'll easily penetrate the market. And I said this yesterday, in project management, and since we are all running projectile structures in this present era, that kind of psychology doesn't work in sales. So that kind of psychology doesn't work in marketing. The only time that that kind of psychology will work is that if your quality is up to the value you're giving. And please note, let me be very sincere with you. If quality is equal to price, people will always buy. If quality is equal to price, people always buy. If quality is, or if price is less than quality, you have much more people to buy. I'll repeat that again. If price is equal to quality, people will always buy because they believe they have value for what they are paying for. Now, if price is less than quality, that's to say quality is higher than price, you have greater people to buy. Now, if price is more than quality, people only try that product once, they will not come back. All right. Now, the basic parameter here now is quality. All right. Now let's go back again. If the cost of quality is equal to cost of sales, you will only have what you invested come back to you. No profit assigned, no profit gained. If cost of quality is less than price, if cost of quality, that's cost of producing that quality product, is less than the price you're selling, that's to say price is higher than cost of quality, then you could have much profit coming in. But where cost of quality is, or where price is far ahead of cost of quality, competition in that market will be very high. So when you're doing your pricing, you consider all these factors. Is your price equal to cost of sales? Is your price less than cost of sales? Is your price more than cost of sales? You need to understand those things before you can start talking about the kind of selling psychology you will use. But one thing we have been able to identify in project management is if there is quality, people will always buy. The only thing you need to do is improve on your marketing activities, improve on your communication activities. If price is equal to quality, people will always buy. To avoid cases of loss in productivity or lost, perhaps necessarily lost, try as much as you can not to make quality less than price. If you make quality less than price, psychology can also work against you. That's the customer psychology now can also work against you. If you have the right quality, please go ahead and communicate it effectively. If you have the right quality and you have customers who can give referrals on your quality and say, yes, they can stand by your quality, then you already have a market. But if you have low price, and you have low quality, and you want cost, no matter the amount of campaign you do, you always have transactional marketing. People always buy once and feel like, if I had known, I will not buy again. All right, so we need to manage things proactively and strategically. Don't just wake up and say, this company has reduced price, and you go ahead and reduce price. Okay. There was something that happened, and it still happens in the NYC environment. When we go to do programs with or in NYC, we found out that our courses somehow are the most expensive in the NYC environment. So you will hear couples tell you, why is it that your course is expensive? They will tell you like, your one of your courses is equivalent to 3 courses in another place. And we'll simply tell them, please, if you've done your analysis well and that one is better for you, please, you can go ahead and do your training. We are not in a haste, but what we've given you is what the quality we can offer. So we can't go below that. And in several cases, we've seen people who say, okay, we are going there. They go and come back. They will tell you, we finished this training, but during a job interview, they told us that this certificate was not recognized. So they are coming back. So what is the essence of that? And please, as a strategic HR partner, you are working hand in hand with all the departments. There is no department that is your favorite. You're working hand in hand with the marketing department. You're working hand in hand with the production department. You're working hand in hand with the finance department. The whole essence of all this is to ensure that we manage away expense and ensure that quality is met. And please, as soon as you're done with your calculations and you're sure that this is the price for this quality, please don't go negotiating it. The next thing you need to do is go marketing it. Improve on your what they call it. Improve on your communications, your marketing activities. I was having a discussion earlier this morning after our project management class, and the person was like, there's a customer currently in their organization that is giving them issue. Now, he said this customer did a business of 800,000, and this customer is supposed to make this payment as soon as the whole thing is delivered. Okay. I said for the past 3 weeks or so, they've been trying to follow up on this customer. Apart from the fact that the customer is giving them headache, the customer is refusing to pay. Not that she's saying it vocally, I'm not paying, but all of the time they are using to pursue the customer is a wasted resource. Okay. And I told him, I said, if you keep on pursuing the customer, the cost of service delivered will be more than the revenue you're generating. So it's important, all of us in this class now, in the strategic role of HR, it's important for us to work hand in hand with those in the marketing department and customer relations department and sales department as to understand who is the real customer we want to have. We'll have 4 classes of customers. One of those classes of customers are the people we call terrorist customers. Terrorists. They will buy one thing, they will buy something 15 naira, but use 500 naira to get 15 naira. When you get those kind of customers, please fire them. Fire them. They are not needed for your business. They are only sapping your resources. Okay. Strategically, these are part of the activities that the HR need to put his or her attention in ensuring that the organization meet their objectives, right? All right. So when you see terrorist customers, please, it's not time to play away with them, please. And when we say fire them, please, we don't mean you should go and fight them. You have to follow the necessary diplomatic approaches to make sure that they are not sapping your business. Terrorist customers will always want to make you feel like they are the most important aspect of every other thing you're doing, and they are more important than every other customer. Now, the young man I was discussing with me this morning said the same day they had the same transaction, 3 people came in the same time, made transactions of 1.5, and 300,000, and they did not say a word. They only asked for their fee and they did the transfer and left. But this one, 3 weeks, they are still pursuing 800,000. Okay, maybe by the end of the day, cost of debt recovery will be 1.5 million and the cost will be 800,000. So please, we in the HR department will have to help those, strategically help those in the marketing, in every other department. And how we can help them essentially is through training and development. Help them on market sensitivities and customer sensitivities. All of those things are important training that you need to introduce to those of them in the marketing and customer service department, so that you don't spend your most essential commodity time on dealing with terrorist customers. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gradually concluding my class right now. All right, then we have the horizontal fit, or what we call bundling. So what is bundling? Bundling is the development and implementation of several HR practices together so that they are interrelated and therefore complement and reinforce each other. This is the process of horizontal integration, which is also referred to as the use of complementaries. The aim of bundling is to achieve high performance through coherence. So what is coherence? Coherence exists when mutually reinforcing set of HR policies and practices have been developed that jointly contribute to the attainment of the organization's strategies for matching resources to organizational needs, improving performance and quality, and in commercial enterprises achieving competitive advantage. If you look at everything we've been saying here, everything is towards sustainable advantage, competitive advantage, sustainable advantage, competitive advantage. All right, so this is where I will draw the curtain for the first class. So please, if there is any question for me, you can go ahead and ask your question. Dr. Chidike, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for another insightful class. Okay, so we're going to go straight to it. Question and answer time. Okay, I can see 3 hands already. So let's start with Nasiru.
All right. Thank you so much. Oluwaseyi Simon. Thank you so much. So you approved the credit and they deducted it from your salary. Well done. All right. Nasiru, please, your line is open. You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
I must say that you have actually addressed this subject very, very succinctly.
Thank you so much.
But I initially raised up my hands when we're doing the case study.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that we need to understand that of all these 4 types of organization, it doesn't mean that a particular type of organization is better than the other.
Definitely.
Because exactly. So because I work in a company who is a reactor,
yeah.
And in our industry, we are ranking the best. It depends on the environment you operate, okay. And the external environment where you operate. So that's just what I want to suggest. Drop.
All right, thank you so much. That's a wonderful suggestion or contribution rather. Please, none of those this thing is more important. It's just for you to understand your business model, understand your customers, understand your environment, know which one to go by. All right.
Okay.
One other person.
We have Ishmael Kuma.
All right. The line is open, sir.
Yeah, Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, I really enjoy your lecturing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Banito, I just want to know at what point in time that HR can decide that, okay, let's select this kind of people for a training or for a program so that they can boost our productivity, our competency, and then our strategic management for the company.
All right, thank you so much. That question is
my question.
Is a $1 billion question. Okay, the best way to determine who to send for training is when you do your training needs analysis. Okay, and when you're doing training needs analysis, obviously you're identifying the gap between where your company is or the gaps from where your company is to where it wants to be. So the changes that come on in the market generally will create some training needs analysis. Like now, whether we like it or not, companies have to invest in digital technology and train their staffs in digital technology. All right, because that has become a need in the industries today. So the most important thing is to conduct a training needs analysis. Then the training needs analysis will tell you where there could be loopholes within the organization or where you need to improve capacity on. Then you can go ahead with that. And where there may be internal bias, you can have an external auditor to help you do that. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. We have Shedrack Isaiah.
All right. Honorable Shedrack Isaiah, welcome.
Thank you very much, Professor Banitos.
Don't worry, very soon you'll become Archbishop. Go ahead, sir.
Maoga, when you were treating a life cycle fit model,
yes,
I couldn't get the clarity of what you are talking about. I was thinking if you are going to like it up to product life cycle or business life cycle or the BCG model.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The product the life cycle fit model. Hello?
Yes, that's the one I'm showing now, is it not? Yes, that's the slide I'm showing now, is it not?
Yes.
Okay, so I will explain it again.
Okay, I say, is it liking? My question is, hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
we can
my
hear you. My
question is, the life cycle fit model.
Yes.
Is it likened to product life cycle or BCG model?
If you look at it here, it's just a typical example of product life cycle. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So if you look at it, you have startup, growth, maturity, and decline. That's a typical product life cycle. All right. Okay, so you can adapt it to a typical product life cycle.
Okay.
All right.
Or BCG model.
Yes, just go ahead. If they all correlate to mean the same thing, you can go ahead. All right, thank you so much. Next one, please.
We have David Lucas.
All right, David Lucas, please, let's just go straight to the question. Honorable David Lucas, your line is open.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Baniso.
You're welcome, sir.
My question is, how do we handle a situation whereby you are heading an organization and then the CEO holds this notion that employees should be responsible for their own development in terms of training and all of that. And even while the manager tries to organize some form of peer training activities, give opportunities to staff to make researches and then come and present to see how we can develop ourselves internally. She sees it as a waste of time, waste of company time, that whenever we are at work is when we are supposed to be doing the work. And you set standards that people do not have the capacity to deliver. So how do we address this? And she doesn't want to. In fact, maybe sometimes during interview, we have situation whereby we have some prospects who are actually very qualified, but talents are very expensive. So she might say, "Oh, what does the person have? Let them go and sit down." And then at the end of the day, she'll settle for someone that is far below, and then you expect that person to out-deliver, outperform your expectation and all. And at the end of the day, it boils down to the head. Like for me, the person that is in charge of running the organization. So how does one go about this kind of situation?
Okay,
please?
I think I'm going to leave your mic open so that we can interact, right? Please,
okay, please.
I think this issue had been raised over and over again. The best thing you can do at this moment is, the best way to go is find another organization that can suit and give you the career growth you need. Because if the culture, which is stemming from the CEO, does not support employee development, it's like a father who gave birth and left the child to become a Majiri.
Thank you.
So it's important to just, if our culture does not support development of the staff and he's still expecting performance, that one is extortion. Okay, that's a Majiri model of school management or business management. All right. Next one, please, Dr. Chidike.
Okay. Yeah, Ibitomi Taiwo.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome,
good
sir.
Morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you for a very wonderful lecture. I just want to ask, during this issue of training, you made mention of signing of bonding with the organization when a worker is being sent for a training. Now, I want to ask, if for an instance, a worker is being sent for a training, maybe the workers are actually signed the bonding, and after returning back, maybe he has gotten an offer that's more better than the one that they offered him where he was working in the organizations, and maybe he wanted to leave, and they said, because you have signed a bonding, you cannot leave. And the worker now has to reduce his performance. What happened? What can we do?
If it's very simple now, if you reduce his performance, then you also reduce his salary. He'll be forced to go and improve his performance. This case you're saying, I've noticed it in several organizations. In fact, I was discussing with one of my lecturer friends sometimes ago. He was actually sponsored by TED Fund to go and do his master's and PhD in Manchester University in UK. Then when he came back, he wanted to stay over there. And when he came back, he was telling me, if not for the bond he signed, that 1 hour of his teaching in UK, in 2 universities that was at the time trying to get him on contract basis, we pay his salary in a month here. 1 hour here, 1 hour here, will give him his salary. But because there was a bond, he came back. Now, somebody could say that is foolishness. Now, let me give you another case where what he did is not foolishness. There is another lecturer. This one was my set in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He happened to be a first-class student. So the university gave him teaching appointment and then sponsored him to go to UK for his master's. And because of the level of his intelligence or what have you, he was able to round up his master's within a jiffy and then proceeded to his PhD. Now, when he finished, the school gave him a lecturing appointment and he collected it. Do you know that the Nigerian government terminated the contract both there and both here in Nigeria? Today, his life is not the same again. So if you have legal contracts, we have legal procedures to deal with such issues. So if the staff decide to reduce the performance, we can also follow some compensation approaches to let him know that is either he boot up or then another important thing I would like to say. My business mentor told me this, and it's important I say it here. As a HR, you recruit every day. As a HR, you do what? You recruit every day. It doesn't mean that you employ them and select them every day. No, but you must keep collecting CVs. You must keep conducting interviews, if possibly every day. The higher the pool of resources you have, the easier for you to select. Okay? The higher the pools of resources you have, the easier for you to select. For those of us that run HR consulting firms, it's good if you can add some HR databases or create some database to your website where people can easily upload their CVs to you, and you can always review them and then know who to always meet with at every point. All right, so that's very, very important. Thank you so much. Honorable Chidike, next person.
Okay, we have Trust Lane.
All right. Please, if the question you're about to ask has been answered, you can just bring down your hand. All right, Sister Trust Lane, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the lectures.
You're welcome.
I want to quickly talk about where an HR should be in terms of the organization in the next 5 years. You know, you asked that question.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to see an HR who moves a company or an organization from an isolated competitor to an innovative connector. Now, you know, every day we talk about competitive advantage, competition. Yeah. Sometimes I look at competition and I said, why do we always talk about competition? Why do people talk about competition? Because they want to fit in. Whereas if you want to release pressure from you, you can actually stand out by doing a common thing, like pure water sales. It's a common thing, but you can do it in an uncommon way. And while you are doing it in an uncommon way, you are relaxed. You are not fighting for competition. You are doing it in a common. It's a common thing. Pure water sales is a common thing, but you are giving it you are carving a niche for yourself. So I want a situation whereby we move from competition, are you getting it, to innovative connector, so that you will sit down and ideas that rules the world will just keep flowing in, and you are putting it into practice. You are putting it into your procedure, so that we will stop talking about competition. Now, I work in a microfinance bank, interestingly, and some of my staff always talk about commercial banks, and I tell them, The problem we have is that until you differentiate between a commercial bank and a microfinance bank, you will keep rotating in the same center. A microfinance bank have their own strategic target audience. Face that audience, design products for them, and stop talking about competition. And before you know it, you will find that you will be producing. You will have the sales, you have the revenues, and you are not fighting with First Bank. You are not fighting with, you are not competing with First Bank. You are not competing with other commercial banks. You are your own master, a serial master in what you are doing. This is where we need to move to. Being more creative, being more innovative, being more analytical, and stop fighting over competition. Competition just puts you only want to fit in. But if you want to stand out, you need to move from that competition and be an innovative connector. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I love that. The passion with which you're talking is amazing. All right. When I was explaining this particular slide, the best fit and competitive strategies, I actually omitted something. And I think she had called my attention back to it. That's back to innovation. There's what we call the blue ocean strategy. I think I was actually trying to make sure the information I was giving out wasn't that too much. There's what we call blue ocean strategy. And please, I would like everyone here to go and study about blue ocean strategy. I've been a program director with IPM for the past 5 years. But what happened in IPM between 2018 and 2020 had been very dramatic. And what happened was just a function of applying simple, innovative approaches like Trustlin said. There was a point that we were struggling with, say, you making 1 million naira in a month. There was a time it was a very big struggle, all right? But it's with simple approaches, it was easier for us to have better revenue. And it was my business mentor that called me. He said, have you heard of blue ocean strategy before? I said, no, sir. He said, okay, I'm going to give you an assignment. Go and read it and come back to me. And I went, luckily enough, on the streets of Lagos, I saw where they were selling books, and I saw the book. I went and read the book. And then we came to staff meeting. We spent 1 week studying blue ocean strategy, trying to understand everything. And as soon as we understood it, it was easy for us to innovate, all right? We understood that competition, like the word we really call competition, fighting with people on the other side of the market, was not really necessary, okay? Today, I don't think we can actually say we are fighting with anybody in our market space. And in the new market space, or perhaps blue ocean strategy is actually telling you that there is a new market space you can actually go into, and it becomes an uncontested space. You still make your revenue and still have a peace of mind, just like Trustlin was trying to explain. So please, I am giving that assignment again today. I know some of us would have gone through it, but you can still go and revisit it. Let it not be like it's one of those strategies, but let it be something you are willing to practice. That's the blue ocean strategy. So you can lay your hand on it, and then that will be that. Thank you so much, Trustlin. All right, Honorable
Thank
Chidi.
you. We have two more. I have Andrew Luro.
Okay.
Okay, you touched part of the things I want to raise, which has to do with the legal involvement when an employee decided that, okay, after the training, they are leaving. I think in reality, human beings, they say we are water. People move. As long as they are not, even EDs, they move. So when I want to share experience of a friend who moved from when he understand that Nante was going down. And Nante just sent him for a training in Dubai. And he came back and he realized that Natal is going down. So he had an opportunity at Central Bank. When he wanted to move, Nante insisted that he has to pay the money back for his training abroad. And the family have to rally around to pay the money. So which one is ethical? Is it keeping the people there when you know that this company is going down, or paying back? Which one is ethical?
Okay, I love that question. Legally, what you want to actually have is your return on investment. So thank you so much. This is a very great eye-opener now. Thank you for drawing my attention to this. Mr. Ibi, somebody asked a question, Ibitori or Ibitoye, something like that. So I only gave him one way. Okay, so with Mr. Luro's contribution now, it also brings us to another way. And I think in USC then too, they used to do it. USC, if they send you on training and you come back and say you're going, is either you stay for 3 years or you pay for 3 years. So there are two options. Is either you stay for 3 years and produce the result, work and meet performance, or you pay for the 3 years. So in a case where the person is desperate to go, which in most cases it happens, the person may have to pay for the return on that, either pay for the training or pay for the proposed return on that training. But there must be a balance. Okay, and the whole essence is you want to have your return on investment. So legally, you can either do that by the person staying, or the person can pay for whatever thing he has taken and then can go his way. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. That was awesome. Honorable Chidike.
Thank you. Finally, we have Olufayo Busayo.
Okay. Olufayo Busayo, line is open.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for this privilege. It's
You're welcome,
been an interesting topic. I still want to talk on this training and development. I want to know if it's a good practice for the organization to send someone on training and the organization will request for the certificates for the period, for that period, the certificate will be in the custody of the organization, maybe for 3 years or for so period of sending them for the training. Is it a good practice?
Okay. The question of whether it's good or not good depends on the legal approach they want to use to ensure that you return back the investment. All right. It's not just to organizations. Provide if the agreement is okay with the employer-employee, then there is nothing bad about it. Even banks do the same thing. They call it collateral. So they want to be sure you will return their money, right? So if the company want to be sure that you are going to return whatsoever, you can go ahead and have such arrangement. And even in most cases, some organizations go as far as having to be the one to do all the processing, either during your schoolwork and during your training and the likes, establishing a kind of contract where the people doing the training or giving you the education, that at the end of the day, the certificate should not be given to you, should be given to them. And after all those things are signed, there is nothing wrong about that. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
I think this is all we can take for now. We'll come back to Adesina Samson after the second lecture. We are meant to close by 1 o'clock, and this is 11:35. But for me, I want to close by 12:15 so that we can rest and then reconvene. No.
We're meant to close by 12 and reconvene by 1.
12 and close. Oh, sorry. So in that case, I will stop here so that we can reconvene by, okay, I will reconvene by 1. All right, so I will stop here. If I take any other class, it will go beyond 12. All right, so I will stop here. Please, if you have not taken your attendance, please ensure to take your attendance. All right. And if you're not in the WhatsApp group, please ensure to be in the WhatsApp group. Please, okay, in that case, I will take additional Samson and then we can call it a day. Additional Samson, you're welcome.
Yeah, good day, Mr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the lecture and giving me the privilege to be here today.
Okay.
Sir, concerning the innovation, sir, I just want to know the steps to take to achieve to be a good unique producer, sir.
Sorry, let me get that question again.
Sir, I say concerning the innovation you mentioned the other time.
Okay.
Concerning competitive advantage.
I don't want to know more. I need more emphasis on how to be a good, unique producer, sir.
A unique producer.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir. Yes, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, your voice is actually sounding like you're in a hall. Okay, so on this question, there are other consultants in this class and business consultants as well. So I will open the line up. Those of us that are into business consulting, I have SME doctor here. He can go ahead and bring up his view. There are other people here who are into business consulting. So if you're into business consulting, you can give your own take. I think Damilola is also here. Is Damilola here? Yes, Damilola is here. So the question of Deshin or Samson is, how can he be a unique producer? All right. So let me go with SME doctor first. Dr. Mike, where are you? So this question is in your field. Let's hear from you. Dr. Mike, your line is open. Please kindly unmute and help a friend. Dr. Mike, are you there? Michael Okafor. Hey. Okay, while Dr. Mike is trying to handle his side. Damilola, my good consulting friend, I hope you are there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, so his question is just like, how does he have market differentiation, all right? So let's see how we can help him out.
Can you come again, sir?
He said, how can he become a unique producer? But please, let me be very, let's get back to him. Let's get back to Adesina. And then let's hear the whole story so that we can know how to advise. Adesina, please, if it is okay by you, which field or which industry are you working in? And then tell us a little about what you do then. I think the consultants, other consultants here can help out.
Hello, okay, sir. So we are into this Dunlop producer in Mateco group of company.
Okay.
So that's why I just.
So who are your major competitors?
Yeah, we have major competitors around, like Supers, and about 3 of them, they are around us. So that's why I need to have more knowledge on how to be a unique producer, sir.
Okay, so I have Dami. Dami, what do you have to say? Please, if you're a business consultant here and you want to help this Dunlop making factory on how to be unique, in fact, or you have experience that you want to share, please, the floor is open. So let's have Dami. Dami is a consultant. I trust he will help.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
I couldn't hear what he said they are producing, so that may be a bit hard for me to give him the exact information he needs.
Okay, he said they are into Dunlop production.
Dunlop production?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. When it comes to being a unique producer of any product you are projecting or marketing to people to buy, first and foremost, you need to understand customer segmentation. Who value your products most? So from being identified that particular set of people, you should know how to, create a channel which you can use to reach out to them more than before. When Dr. Banito was talking the other time, he spoke a lot about how you can try as much as possible to be creative. It doesn't have to be new. There are some strategies that we've not implemented since we've been together now. So understand the customer base, those that need your product most. And after you know those that need your product, the next thing you need to do is how you can reach out to them in a better way. Because even when you know that you have competitors somewhere, it doesn't matter sometimes when you focus more on those competitors. Because if care is not taken, you can be losing the track of focusing on your competitors and the innovation you're supposed to bring, you not bring it to your company, and it will affect reducing the product you are projecting. Now, you need to know your competitive advantage. That is what Dr. Banito has been talking about for a very long time. Who are those people? You need to bring them in and let them have the sense of your product is the best they can easily get. Because when a customer notices that they have alternative, they will stop patronizing you. Even when they are giving you assurance that they will come back, if say somebody somewhere that is giving them what they need. And the only way to, to stop your business suddenly is when you don't listen to people that are really getting your products. So see your product as the best product while you are still improving underground.
All right.
Hello?
Thank you so much, consultant Damilola. That was wonderful. All right. Now, if you listen to Mr. Adeshina, if you listen to Damilola very well, you will notice that he started with some of the components that Trustlin mentioned. And the basic component between the two things, or the intersection of the things they said, was one, know your customers. That's one. Then two, try to be creative. Okay, try to be innovative. And for me, I don't like saying too much grammar sometimes, because when you keep telling people be creative, be innovative, they'll be like, is it not what we've been doing since, and there is no market? But there is something else that Dami said that I would like to put attention to. He said, by the time you keep focusing on your competitors, you will lose track, and that is very true. If you keep focusing on your competitors, you will lose track of being innovative. All right. When you get information from the market, it is for you to improve, not to find out who did it or who did not do it. Your own is go back and improve on it. All right. Okay. Quickly, let's take these two. Wow. All these hands are up. Okay, please. Class is over. Class is over. If you want to go for break, you can go for break. But for those that want to help a brother, you can still help. So let me find out. Uncle Oluwaseyi, Simon, do you want to help or you want to go for break?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Banito.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. There was something I saw recently online, and it was the Unilever strategy to handling their commoditized product, which is tea.
Okay.
So I learned from that somehow it might be very difficult for you when you are having a commoditized product to really have a USP. Like Dunlop, now I don't know what I'm thinking Dunlop. I'm thinking maybe Dunlop slippers. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So let's find out from Uncle Samson whether Uncle Samson is Dunlop slippers, Dunlop tires part of your product? Uncle Samson, are you still there? Oh.
Yeah. That's additional, right?
Yes, additional.
I guess he's having network issues because he's still here.
I trust he can still hear. All right, just go ahead, sir.
Okay, so sometimes some of those products, consumers might not likely be able to differentiate between this and that. Once what they just want to do is to go for what they can afford and pay for it and take it. So what Unilever did was to kind of invest in a strategy that brings about brand love, to identify with the consumers in such a way that they love the brand, and that they went as far as doing this project that has to do with sustainable tea planting, helping people to understand the forest conservation and all of those things. So to an extent, local farmers who are unable to afford education were able to afford education through that system. They were able to understand better practices of growing tea and all of those. So they were able to identify with Unilever. So they didn't come with a business strategy at first. What they did was to create impact and help. So that brought about brand love. So people started to love that brand. And in the process, because there is a force that has been created between consumers and that brand, they now introduced their, they now did a campaign to merge the product to that brand love. So it was easy for people to now gravitate towards them than their competitors.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes in markets where it is somehow difficult to, where innovation might be somehow difficult, because most times innovation might be doing more and all of those. And in this commoditized product, it is not reasonable to increase cost of production because consumers will most likely pay for the ones that is more affordable, no matter what you are telling them you are putting in the other one. So I think if you could look at the area of brand love, improving your brand perception in the consumer's mind, it could also increase your market share. That's what I think.
All right, thank you so much. That's really wonderful. I think all these suggestions will have to help Uncle Sam find the way out. This concept that was just said now is a very powerful concept because just like he said, in commodities, most of you find out that the qualities could just be the same. So the differentiation might not be in production again. They may have to find other things. And the key word he talked about there is the brand love, right? Okay. So you can also try brand love. So you have to go and ask Uncle Luashei, or you go and find out the Unilever issue. All right, can we just make it a little lesser time? Just 30 seconds for each, then we'll go. Please, no other person should raise his hand, please. Honorable Patrick, your line is open, sir.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
I think we will have a great contribution to these questions. Seriously. And the other aspect I want to bring in after the ones that have been spoken about is also to have, you may have the same products, but communications, the communication of your product to your market actually position you differently from what others are and all of that. That's where we also need a service of content creators. We need to have specialists to actually look at all of these areas to actually have a very
your network has gone off. Oh, so sorry. Okay, but I trust Uncle Adeshino got what he was trying to say. Putting much innovation towards communication. All right, Sister Trustlin, you're welcome once again.
Hey, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
I want to sit talk on that Dunlop guy. Okay. Now, if he takes Dunlop slippers, we are in a country like Nigeria, and I live in a place, where everywhere is muddy. No matter what size of shoe you are wearing, and nobody wants to spoil some shoes. Yeah. So I want him to segment, like the guy said, market segmentation. Yeah. Look at bankers. They need to go to work. Design a product, a slippers that will not look ordinary when they wear it under the rain. It will look beautiful, but it's Dunlop. That's what I'm wearing. If you see it, you will like it, but it is Dunlop. It is not leather, but it looks like leather. So you design it, and you now take it to them. Take it to them that this one is special for you, and when you are taking it to them, look good. Take it to them that, you go to each, perhaps each bank, you have an account officer. You work with him or you work with her. Take it to them, they will like it. Oh, this is beautiful. They will help you to sell it. And you are selling your product at the same time. So that's what we talk about new product. It is the same product, but you're already adding a touch for it for this segment, for this segmented market. Yeah. And before you know it, they can take it to their church, they can take it to wherever they will wear it, and they will not look ordinary with it. They will still look beautiful on it, and it's just slippers. Then the quality of service, like I said, quality service delivery. As you are delivering that service, let it be unique. And before you know it, it is going everywhere. When the other guy was talking about brand love, Unilever is big. So it may not have that resources for brand love. Perhaps their company is small. So they need to have their own niche now. Not talking about going brand love. Brand love needs resources. So do it the way you can do it. Just where you can go to. You go to the banks, you go to the church, you sell your products. They are beautiful, they are downloads, but I can wait and go to a party. And when I get to the party, I change my shoes. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Thank you so much. Consultant Dami, I know you still want to say something, but I think at this point, we will call it a day from here. But everything that has been said had been wonderful. Uncle Adeshino, it's like he had evaporated itself, like his network was not too good. But I'm sure there are other people that would have learned from all these case studies that we shared. All right, I just saw something from the chat room that the Blue Ocean Strategy had been uploaded by Dr. Mike in the WhatsApp group. So please, you can download it from the WhatsApp group and read, all right? Please, read through it. And if you read through it, you don't understand, there are so many people in the group that can help you with answers, all right? So just ask your question, all right? And you have support from, there are people willing to consult for you for free as it is now, based on the fact that you're doing the same training with them. They are willing to consult. You see, somebody asks one question and see the volume of expertise knowledge that have been given to him for free. All right. So at this point, I think we can call it today. Over to you, Honorable Chidike.
Yes, and many thanks indeed, Mr. Banito. We can call it a day now. I'll be reconvening by 1 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
All right. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful time. Till we meet by 1.
Yeah. Bye.